Alright, and welcome back in, everybody, to the Joe Show. Sorry about that, Josh. Woo! We just want to welcome everybody back into another episode of the Joe Show Talk Show, where I'm going to be joined by my very special... Actually, you know what? How many episodes have you been at this point?
Like 17.
Like 17. So I don't really know if he's even a special guest. He's my boyfriend. We share a bed. We share a home. Joshua Patrick Hanrahan.
Don't bring the bedroom tales into this.
Anyway, so we are trying out a little bit of a newer setup this week. It took so long to set this up, and it might look bad, but I'm glad that we're trying something new because we are what?
Sickening.
Sickening, no? Sickening, no?
Anyway, so we've got a big show coming up, Josh. I've got a lot that I prepared. I've got a laptop. I've got a monitor.
And I have no clue. This week I have not peeked at the topics.
Oh, you usually peek?
Well, I usually have a preview, right?
Right, usually. What we're gonna do is get into it, I guess, right? We're gonna get into it. So the first topic is something that has been all over the world this week, and that is the topic of Harry, Meghan, and the Oprah interview. That is coming up at some point. So, a lot is going on here. So, basically, this interview has not aired.
Is this a clip from it, or is this just like...
This is just like a picture I got like from the Daily Mail or something. But just so everyone knows, so like this interview has not taken place. Like, they have done other interviews, but this Oprah interview is like supposed to be like the biggest interview of the year, like at least so far. And I'm quite excited about it. I don't know how you feel about the royals. So are you like into that?
I love it. I think they're funny. I think they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think Harry.
That's Harry. Yeah.
Harry Styles.
Right.
Prince Harry, I think he's funny. He was on James Corden. He was
really
funny.
That is all right. So that I'm glad you brought that up. So basically what so this interview was announced and announced that it was going to be done by Oprah. And over here. And
no, what I'm looking at is that Oprah in this picture looks so like mad.
She's
mad. Story.
Well,
okay.
Well, just listen here, Queen. So apparently, so this Oprah interview was, I guess, either supposed to be the only one, or she's Oprah and she thinks that she's the only one that can interview people, I guess. And so there's a big scandal going on because Oprah is really mad that they did that other interview with James Corden. And the thing is that before we get to this James Corden interview is they're just really, I think Oprah's just sort of mad that I think they give away a lot of juice in this interview, and Harry gave away some of the storyline with James Corden earlier in the week.
Question?
Yeah.
Did Oprah ask them first, maybe?
I don't know.
Maybe that's the tea.
Yeah, that's the tea. We don't really know what's going on.
And then James came and goes, but I'm British.
Yes, so that was what I was thinking. So I was kind of interested. So getting into this James Corden interview, I know, sorry, the double-decker bus is a little wide here, but this James Corden interview was really funny that they did earlier in the week.
It wasn't serious.
It wasn't serious. It was really dopey. It's like James Corden. I honestly, I forget that James Corden's British, so all the time. I sort of thought it was kind of random that he was doing this interview. But then I looked into, here's another clip of so basically what also happens in this interview is they go to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's house, like the movie, the outside ones that they use for the facade of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and they did a little gag, this is James FaceTiming Meghan right now, which is funny in itself.
He goes to the bathroom in their house.
Oh my god, yeah, and
not James.
No, the prince. The prince is the prince goes into the bathroom, and the mom's like, "Come on in."
She walks in with the prince, and she's like, "It's the prince, the royal prince, not the Prince of Bel-Air."
Right. Which is funny because she owns that house, I guess. I don't know if she. What I was getting at is I sort of thought it was kind of random that they were doing this interview, and then I looked up James Corden and Prince Harry and Meghan. And I found this photo of James Corden dressed like King Henry VIII or whatever, And this is at their wedding. And James had attended the wedding. James went to the wedding. He was there. This is him. I guess that's his wife, pretty wife.
Did Oprah go to the wedding?
I don't think Oprah went to the wedding, which also is like, so James's interview came out first. He got the juice and...
What I have to say is, no one's gonna take... James Corden is like a film actor. He's a TV host. He's late night, right?
Right.
Like, I'm not thinking of him as taking like a serious interview.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's gonna
Me
do
neither.
something funny, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's funny. And Meghan wasn't even there. It was just so really
Yeah.
the Oprah interview still stands, and I think
It
more people
still
will probably watch
stands.
this interview because it's like serious and it's like
Yeah, probably. But something that's interesting is, besides the drama going on that Oprah is mad that I guess they went to James Corden, did you see the scandal? There's been quite a few scandals that have come out this week dealing with the royal family, and more in particular dealing with Harry and Meghan here. And so apparently,
scandal.
it's
Honestly,
a scandal.
Quite the scandal, actually. With my cousin-in-law, really. It was in all the magazines at the time.
So basically what is going on is there's some like reports coming out that Meghan's staff are complaining that she was abusive to her. She was abusive to her staff, which I'm like, oh my god, like
I feel like everyone gets that story.
so apparently she was sending emails at 5 a.m. and I'm like, that's like
That's normal.
that's the morning. Like I've had to go to work before 5 a.m. Like who are these people?
I would be on the train.
Yeah, like what is going
At
on
like
in
5 a.m. I
England?
would
You've
be-
been to England. Is that what it's like?
I'd be like emailing.
Huh?
I'd be emailing.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. So they're mad about that, and sort of what this interview, that this Oprah interview allegedly gets into, is that the monarchy really doesn't like Meghan. They are planting these stories. So like this story is sort of ironic that this is coming out right now before she's about to do a bunch of press interviews. Like they've been in America for how long at this point? Months. And just now these reports are coming out.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it just sort of, like, it seemed kind of fishy.
But what were the other complaints?
I don't know. That was the only complaint, but basically, apparently, this interview...
If the only thing she's doing is sending emails at 5 a.m.
Well, yeah, but then they
Wake up!
They planted other stuff, like, since they've gotten together.
That's nothing dramatic.
I
Who cares
know.
if she sent an email? You don't have to read it.
I know, but people are, like... but the palace made a statement about it, like, condemning it. Like, that is I think the real scandal is that they made a comment on it, and usually they don't, like, comment on those things. It's sort of, like, above them. Like, you know, it's sort of weird. So apparently this interview makes the palace look bad. It says that apparently Meghan told them, she referred to them as the firm, which is what they use to refer to the family of the royals, not necessarily the royal family, which is, I don't know. I've been watching stuff all week, so my information is a little fuzzy.
It's mean to say?
I guess. Yes, like she's not calling them like
So
the
she's
queen,
like, she's like on the phone, she's like, the firm.
Yeah. No, in the interview she's talking about them.
Oh, I love that. She's throwing little shade. She's
Subtle
like,
shade.
Oh,
Yeah.
the firm.
Exactly. That. It sort of leads me to believe, like, what would you, like, do you think, like, we should have a monarchy? Like, what are your thoughts on all this? Like, apparently people are mad at them, like, carrying on and doing all this stuff. Like, they're kind of mad. Because apparently they get money from, like, the taxes. Or from the people.
They
to
don't have
pay
a
for these
say in
things.
anything.
They don't have a say in anything, but they're being paid. And, like,
I guess
you know what I mean? And apparently, like, some people don't like them, like, over there. So, like, what would your stance be? Like, if we had a royal family, like, do you think you would, like be in the boat that you would like them? Or would you be sort of mad that they were, like, carrying on with
Well, I
James
feel
Corden?
like they're more...
Riding on a double-decker bus, like, being dopey as hell. Like,
I wish I
know.
lived there, because wait, I'd have to ask someone that's been there or lived there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like if we had a royal family, I see them more as celebrities than real, like, a government.
Yeah.
Almost like Donald Trump. I felt like 4 years of celebrities.
Stop it. Ugh. Anyway, moving on. Well, so that's going on. So that interview with Oprah is happening at some point, I guess. I guess people will watch it. I don't know. I'll catch the clips on YouTube. But the next story I wanted to get into, and this one's fun. This one's fun, and this one's lighthearted, and this is great. So our girl, Dolly Parton just came out. She had donated over $1 million to research for developing the coronavirus vaccine. And so this week she put this out on Twitter and with a little video of her singing Jolene, but it was vaccine.
Vaccine.
I have the lyrics here. Do you want to check it out? Do you want to check it out? It's right here. Ready?
Vaccine.
Wait, here, I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. I'm begging you, please don't hesitate. Okay. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. 'Cause once you're dead, that's all a bit too late. She sang. Wow. All right.
I don't know. The last part is a little
I don't know if the
decrepit.
lyrics are wrong or we were wrong. I mean, I don't know.
No, she did say the dead part because then she goes, "I'm only playing."
I didn't get the hesitate. I didn't get that. But anyway, I think what she is doing is fantastic. I would love to have a coronavirus vaccine.
But you know that now
injected into it.
that is very true. Yeah.
What's going on? Is there a development?
No, but now everyone's like making posts about like what Jolene could be.
Okay.
Like you know how they do that with songs.
Yeah,
so like I've seen like someone's posted like caffeine.
Nice.
Caffeine.
That'd be you. That'd be yours.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Well, I think that's fantastic. I would love to get the coronavirus vaccine, and hope. Are there people? I guess there's there's people that don't want to take it, but I can't wait for it. It's going to be fantastic.
That's besides the point.
And I am very excited for this to be going on, and for Dolly Parton. Thank you for donating so much money. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
So the next thing I wanted to get into was a new reality show that's coming to E! Allegedly, this is in development with the Rinna family and Harry Hamlin. Once they are moving to E! To replace the Kardashians.
That's so classic.
That's so.
Maybe that's why Scott Disick's with that girl.
Oh my gosh! It's so smart. Maybe there must be a spin-off opportunities. So this has Andy's paws.
So he
all
can
over
stay with
it.
the E family.
Absolutely. Perfect. But so this is apparently happening on E! I didn't even know E! was still making things, so this is great. This is new to me. I stopped watching E! We watch more Bravo in this house. I don't know.
I don't think E! has just been if you want to watch Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Reruns.
Yeah, if you want to watch Sex and the City rerun marathons.
Or like a movie. But Bravo has started to do that, where they just put a movie in the middle of the day, where it's the most random movie.
It's so
or The Devil Wears Prada. But you mean, if you're home and you
Devil Wears Prada is always on.
It's a great one to put on in the background, but you don't want to see it every day.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess this is coming to revive the network, but so they're going to replace the Kardashians. This honestly just sounds like a classic E! show.
I
loves these shows.
I think they do that all the time, but
they love these family shows.
I guess the people
everyone wants to be the Kardashians. No, it's fine.
I guess the people would be when the Housewives would watch it, but I honestly don't really care.
I don't really care. I mean, I stopped watching E! My favorite shows that was on E! actually was The Girls Next Door. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
I was gonna sing the Three's Company song, "Come and Knock on My Door," but it's that one.
It's not. It's the other one.
Come on into my house, house.
Well,
I'm gonna give you candy.
Oh my god, that is it.
And the grapes and the cakes. Hey, come on in my house, come on.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And then they have the large heads and they go back and forth.
This show is before its time. First of all, that dog is so cute.
Oh my god, yeah.
I don't think you can see it.
Definitely can't see that. But
I love all these people went on. Whatever happened to what was that?
Bridget. Yeah, whatever happened to her? Remember, she liked the horror movies.
I love her. But Holly Madison, fabulous.
Yeah. And then there's Kendra.
Poor Kendra went through a lot, but she's always kicking.
She's fine.
She's writing books and
she's
stuff.
She's completely fine. But it's funny you should mention Holly. Actually, so remember how she wrote that book, Down the Rabbit Hole, about her experience dating Mr. Hefner
and
all the
Living in the
Wild
Mansion.
Times and Living in the Mansion. So apparently this is like a great book. Everybody loves it. Apparently, I've never read it, but it's being turned into a movie. And there's some powerful people behind it, and I'm excited because I'm more inclined to watch the movie than read the book. I don't know, I'm fascinated and I'm ready to watch it, and I'm glad that now that he has passed away, she can freely tell this story. And
also, Holly Madison, shout out. She does have a YouTube channel. It's very interesting.
Yeah,
she talks about
a lot of Disney content.
I love that.
We love that. We love escapism. But anyway, moving on to a new show that I'm actually quite excited about is with Andy Cohen. For Real, the Story of Reality TV. Have you heard about this?
We watched
it last night. Exactly. Obviously, you've heard
What
about
night
it.
of the week does it come on?
I couldn't tell you. We watched it on YouTube. So the first episode's on YouTube.
Right here is making my nose itch so bad.
Put him down.
I can't. He's gonna be.
Just put him down. Is the new Andy Cohen show that he's doing, For Real, the Story of Reality TV, which we watched last night. We watched the first episode. It's on YouTube for free. That's awesome. I think that's another thing. I think since we watch so much online content, I don't...
If you didn't know that all first episodes of Bravo show and E-shows are always online, the first episode are free.
Yeah, if you didn't know.
It's long, just to get you interested, and then you have to find it.
Yeah.
Or buy it.
And
you know what I mean?
But anyway, so the first episode is on. Thank you, Josh, for helping everybody.
Cha-ching! Add that sound effect. Ching! Cha-ching! I want the money sound effect there.
You know, always asking for things. Anyway, so Andy Cohen is doing this show, and the first episode dealt with a couple things. It sort of got into what the history of reality TV. So apparently, all these reality shows started out with The Real World, and
did you ever watch The Real World?
I never watched The Real World.
I did. I think I watched the Philly one, and that's where I fell in love with the name Landon, because I think the guy's name was Landon.
Oh, you remember someone in?
No, I just love the name.
Got it.
Oh, you're in love with
I never really watched The Real World, but it really did put the whole reality show.
But I have
thing
to
on the map.
I have to do some tea. Andy Cohen's we got The Real World the first season back, right? And
Yeah.
they haven't seen each other in so long. But they just did that thing on Paramount Plus where they all live in their house.
What?
They go back to the real world.
What are you talking about?
On Paramount Plus, they just released The Real World New Beginnings, and it's the first season. People, they live in the house again.
Okay. I ever watched the show, and I never will. So this, that's my one takeaway from this show. Unless you know the reality shows, you're not gonna watch it. But it was interesting to see sort of I guess this was the first one.
No, I think it was good. I think it was cool that it had some people. It had the reality stars on it.
Oh yeah, so basically this show also brings together, so it's sort of, at least how the way the first episode was set up, was they give you a little bit of history, you get into a couple shows, and one of the shows, they bring back the cast, and Andy Cohen does some sort of reunion style thing that he's known for now.
Yeah, almost like an E! True Hollywood Story with a live interview.
Yeah, picture E! True Hollywood Story and a Real Housewives reunion. That sort of is how it's set up, which I love. I love both of those things. They're genius. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Joe Show.
Already?
Yeah, it's over already. This
Wow.
is the end of the notes. I want to thank Joshua so much for coming. Thank the
you.
dogs for being quiet. I love them. And if you could please, everyone, take the time to comment, and subscribe, and tell us what topics you want us to get into next week. And we'll see you next week, all right? Bye!